Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Portal Stories Mail. Let's continue. So, things have been changed, and as such, we're not going to go through portals and puzzles. Well, we are going to go through portals, but we're seemingly not going to go through puzzles the whole time. We're going to do a lot of flipping between back and forth the back alleys. What is that meme that they were talking about for a while? You can hear a turret, and turrets are probably going to be a bit more of an issue. Fling myself this way. Well, that says exit. Interesting. Virgil's trying to get us basically through like that door, or that door. There is the life preservers from the boat that disappeared. And there's the turrets. We can seemingly see more. Are we seriously skipping an entire puzzle here? This is weird. I may have played wrong.
I'm sorry for what I said back there. We're in this together. You're my ticket out of the junkyard down here. I'm your ticket to the outside world. I'll do my best to keep the insults at a minimum. Just try harder next time.
Yeah, he was unhappy with your inability to open an old rusty door. I don't think these elevators ever go down the water. I feel like that should be a case here. We may very well need to look around here and load the save file. Seriously? Oops. I think I just accidentally messed myself up. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see. Autosave versus this autosave versus this. See where this autosave takes us. Yeah. Yeah, there's this whole room, and we didn't see anything we could do in that room. And we looked around here. You can see through this section, and you can hear the turret guns. And then this. And then I just flung myself there. And I guess I just really failed to look around, so we should take a moment. As a community mod, there's not going to be a lot of stuff to do. Very possible there's achievements for trying to open each of these doors. Maybe there's a challenge to get past this point. Here we can see a place where we could put a portal. Here we can see the other side of this office. Here we can see if we could pick up anything, what looks like glass that you could have broken and flung yourself through. Although it doesn't seem like there's really a way to do that.
Those of you that smoke may want to steer clear of this next
yep,
one.
got an achievement for listening to that.
Thought it might increase the acceleration properties of the gel. Turns out it's just extremely flammable and ignites when you run on it. Those of you that smoke may want to steer clear of this next
Interesting.
one. We've coated the propulsion gel.
Hit the button twice, sorry.
Thought it might increase the acceleration properties of the gel. Turns out it's just extremely flammable and ignites when you run on it.
So I got an achievement for listening to that.
Good. You know how to find the elevator out of here. Don't get me wrong. I admire your enthusiasm, but I would have told you if that was working. They boarded it up when they kept building above this facility. Sorry, but that's not gonna do anything. The chairs are comfy though.
And so we do go up this elevator in Portal 2. Let's see. So, yeah, we don't want to really miss any content knowing that this even though this act does seem to be fairly long, there's a decent chance that the next act is fairly short and that there is like a final act that's just kind of a boss fight, very possibly against Virgil. If not, then they kind of need to introduce some kind of challenge of some sort. This is an interesting question about whether you could actually solve this puzzle or whether this is just an unsolvable puzzle. I wonder, it probably would be helpful if they were to say that the reason these red barriers are red and they'll kill people is because there is a, what is this? The Borealis, that's the name of the ship that disappeared.
And our good luck just ran out. I can't override the locks to that test chamber. Maybe there's a way over it. See if there's anything you can use.
So yeah, we don't do that test. Okay. Fair enough. I kind of don't hate the mentality of not forcing the player to just do more tests for no real reason. Almost certainly in the development of Portal 1 and Portal 2, there was probably dozens, if not 100 or 2, different potential puzzles that could have been part of the game, and they probably curated the experience very heavily so you just have a good experience there. Yeah, if it was an electrical short circuit causing these red portals, or if it was something to do with the Borealis causing these portals, that would have been, it'd be nice if that gets explained. Yeah, looking at this puzzle, seems like you probably, theoretically, if you could get in there, would hit a button to drop a cube. The cube would deactivate this portal and the barrier, and then you would try the portal to get the cube to the other side and put a cube on it. So it's not even a particularly complicated puzzle, but I am seeing also turrets there, which would have made that a fairly difficult puzzle. And that does seem like I'm hitting those surfaces, but I think they've been specifically programmed to not put a portal anywhere. It really doesn't seem like there are any white surfaces. Anyways.
Alright, look, I'm sorry for what I said back there. We're in this together. You're my ticket out of the junkyard down here. I'm your ticket to the outside world. I'll do my best to keep the insults at a minimum. Just try harder next time.
I feel like it would also be cool if it turned out that there was like a whole nother facility underwater. You're getting a little Bioshocky at that point, but that might be interesting. You might also just want to have a secondary Aperture Science facility, or have GLaDOS take over Black Mesa, and then the Black Mesa facility could be a Portal 3 location. It would be very interesting, certainly, to go through one of these elevators and think it's going to go up, and then all of a sudden it starts going down and feels like it's going to drown you. Particularly if you did that very early when you really have no reason to trust whoever's telling you, whoever's guiding you, if anyone's guiding you. At a certain level, maybe you don't need every single Portal game to have a voice telling you what to do so much. Maybe you can just trust in the player by the time they're at the third game in a potential series that they would be able to figure it out themselves.
I kind of have a bit of bad news. Yeah, I know. You don't want to hear any more bad news after the security override. I couldn't do. My records of this sphere are out of date, to say the least. There should be an exit after the third section of this test. However, I don't know if getting there will be that easy. You got it in you, though. You're my Olympian, who might not have a beating heart anymore.
Might not have a beating heart anymore. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that to go higher. I was definitely expecting that to go lower. Lots and lots of glitches still. Alright, well. Let's go ahead and hit that. Well, I'm not sure I'm doing enough here, but we shall see. There. We'll place the portal on this end, and let's see if this works. Nope. But we got some nice background music.
I know you don't want to hear any more bad news after the security override.
Great excuse to keep the music
my records
playing.
of this sphere are out of date, to say the least. There should be an exit after the third section of this test. However, I don't know if getting there will be that easy. You got it in you, though. You're my Olympian, who might not have a beating heart anymore.
The joke here is you won't be an Olympian at all, and it seems somewhat odd that this guy seems like he actually cares as a Virgil core. It'd be an interesting twist if he was actually a human who thought he was a core, or he says he's a core and that means something different than what you would expect it to mean in Aperture Laboratories. But yeah, you can also fairly easily tell that without careful application, one can fling themselves in the wrong direction. There we go. Thank you for keeping our enrichment sphere clean. Let's see. Feel like there's a decent chance that there will just be holes on the floor in these puzzles too. And so if I just fall through this and do that, that does get us up to that point. And then that deactivates that part. Is there a reason though why I need to deactivate that part? Well, this seems crazy. Because I could go all the way back that way and get the cube. And I think that's what I have to do. Alright. There we go. And then put that there. And so then we just need the cube. So remember that this is the blue. So we can put the blue here. We can pick up this. Okay. Next question. Bouncy goo somewhere? Or acceleration goo over a gaping hole? Hmm. Feel like I'm gonna have to hold the cube with me. We've got just like that one spot where we can jump down. And yeah. Alright, so we need then the blue here to hit that. Okay. This really feels like something where I'm just gonna have to hope this works. I have to applaud the creativity here, but it is certainly passing into the level of just dangerous moon logic. Also, I could see a lot of people not figuring that out. Know your hazardous materials. And apparently I can just shoot puzzle to go that direction. This feels dangerous. This feels very, very dangerous. Seems like I could go over there. And that very possibly might be what they want us to do. But also it feels like there's a decent chance that they wanted me to bounce or accelerate through a lot of pathways. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. Okay. That. And then that. So I'm going to do this without goo. I'm going to jump down here and then I'm going to shoot the orange portal that after I come out of it on the ground. And hope that flings me.
Wait a second, I'm getting some strange voice coming through. I'll patch it through.
Scanning. Lima was
Cautious.
70% complete. No vital signs detected. Initiating flooding procedure.
That's coming up from new Aperture.
Caution.
My scans are going nuts. Something's happening. The sphere's unstable. Get out of here. Run!
Run? In a portal game? Seriously? I don't feel like I can run in a portal game. That's not doable. So, yeah, if I could shoot myself in that direction. Ah, but see, that's a red portal. Wow, I almost killed myself on that. We need something like that. But that doesn't help me either. I think we fail. Like, what is this open? Seriously, what does that open that? These don't do anything. Like, either we're getting artsy, artistic vibrations and damage, or we are on a timer that is really insane. Where did I leave the cube last time? See, I don't think I can I don't think I can get back to a cube. We'll go down here. Yeah, there's no returning to the other parts of the levels. I could fall through here, get up higher. I suppose that works. So do this, and then do that. And that gets me up to this point. And maybe that'll drop. Alright, that, I guess, temporarily or permanently stops that. Alright. Now. Okay. I see what we probably want to do there. Go ahead and put that there. Which one is that? Blue? Go ahead and put that one there. Let's see which one is that orange. Okay. I don't think acceleration gets me this far. This might get me that far, because that would make some sense. So, acceleration, and then out this side, and then bounce. Yeah, I was just saying that we needed... Didn't get it. Yeah, we needed to introduce a new bad guy. Virgil isn't actually going to be the bad guy. That's... that was how I would have done it, certainly, and that seems to have been how they've decided to do it also. I think this is just going to be weird again. We'll go forward, and see, that time it worked perfectly. In fact, I think I was going to trigger an audio file. Apparently I didn't. So I maybe skipped over an audio. We can see some vibration happening. Oddly, you can't get behind the elevator. Whatever. Let's get out of here. Maybe I missed an audio file there. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was about to warn me that you were about out of time. So, the game has hinted that my heart isn't working, and that voice did just say it didn't recognize any life signs in a scan after a scan was completed. So I might actually be dead or just have no life signs, which would make me kind of a unique person. Apparently there is some computer program not directly controlled by GLaDOS in charge of flooding these lower sections. I don't know why flooding salt mines would particularly help much. They probably very naturally would flood anyways, but if you're going to fill them in with anything, water's probably not your best bet. That was very visual, very action-y for a Portal game, and a puzzle game in general. Here we're seeing newer logos of Aperture, so we are getting closer to the top. Down we go, I guess. And then down this way.
That explosion blew the whole toxic goo pump station apart. It's letting flood waters out. We gotta get out of here. It's not safe. Get through the control centers. There's a transition seal leading up to where I am. Hurry, before this whole place floods or comes down.
So this kind of has to happen after the events of Portal 2. Virgil still seems to really care about you, perhaps only because you're his only means of escape. Here we have a ladder, an elevator that can go up and down, which is odd for a core.
Your life is at stake, and you're going to walk up the stairs with falling rocks everywhere. I get you're an Olympian track runner and all, but what's wrong with you?
It's actually safer to go up the stairs, so I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking there. We'll just click the elevator button several times. Yeah, let's do it again. You don't get any dialogue or anything when you take the elevator down, so no trick there. Wouldn't be funny if he insulted you for taking the elevator. Also, there definitely is a level of sadism required, a small level, to enjoy the comedy of the Portal series. That they are going to make fun of the main character that you're controlling and make fun of the video game-y actions you take that often make no sense. You can see a glowing I'm a little surprised we're not crawling. Glowing green main office. Still trying to open every door. It would be fairly funny if you got knocked out and you woke up back in 1950s at some point and you had a dream that none of this was happening. Here we're seeing very modern computers, or much more modern computers than before. So we are past the particularly old section of the game. The glowing lights are ominous and spooky, certainly, but
You gotta get out of there. The room's filling with smoke.
like, I don't think that really
At least you won't
means
suffocate in this
anything.
room. Whoa, don't do that. You won't bring the place down on your head.
Just hit the switch immediately. Whole bunch of phones, whole bunch of things. How am I supposed to leave this room? Maybe we do that by using water. Interesting. Water and fire mechanics. That's something different.
I can't believe that worked. Oh, right. Get going before something else happens. Wow. If you'd been there a few seconds earlier, you'd have been incinerated. Thank the maker you were, though. I need the muscle.
I wonder if the idea here is that Virgil is going to try and take over your body and escape that way, instead of you just perhaps carrying him out. Hey, and there we're actually moving boxes, actually playing a video game. I'm enjoying a different twist here, and the idea of not just having this all be about portal guns and platforming, just saying, you know what, you could make a Portal game that was part Half-Life 3. I mean, that is kind of the idea that they were thinking about, is that potentially the portal gun itself might get in the hands of the Half-Life main character, and the gravity gun might even get into the hands of Chell instead. These aren't really burning. That was less satisfying than I would have liked. Fire mechanics do make sense, but they don't haven't yet to do enough with it. We have a biohazard warning. Are we gonna start running into head crabs? Because we are not equipped. We do not have a crowbar. That would be the big switch. Portal 3, you find the crowbar fairly quickly, and because you find a crowbar, you start getting attacked by head crabs every now and then. I feel like that caution sign is there to imply that there might be some secret area.
When the pump station blew, the floodgates opened up wide. Toxic goose rising fast. The sensors maxed out ages ago. Warning lights, woo, going crazy all around. This just got a lot more serious.
Let's see. Well, I see that, but it's going to take me a little bit higher to reach that. Alright, well. I do believe this might be the solution to this puzzle. This is going to be kind of hard to pull off, because holding boxes level is not particularly the strongest of suits. Hey look, I can see myself. And you can see the full model. And you can see an infinite portal. Alright, well. See, you can only see the back of your head though at any point. Interesting and different. We're seeing a lot of that. Interesting and different.
Alright, you're at Quality Control Center 95D. Only a bit further and you'll be at the hatch. Up to me. Hurry. I'll try to slow the goo down a bit.
Let's see. Here we have some like custom art, I think. A button that does drop a box. Some older looking computers. An older looking Cave Johnson. Let's just go ahead and assume that we need this box. Getting through the doorway, not particularly the easiest thing. Let's see. Gas. Over there. Maybe a tube that we'll have to crawl through. I kind of expect we will need to crawl through a tube at some point. Let's go ahead and activate that.
The door won't open from this side. Maybe there's some other way around or something?
Is there a way up in that general direction? Or anything important to see over here in these corners? Doesn't seem like it. Okay.
Oh, great. Another blocked corridor.
Now we've got a blocked bouncing glue cover
So, Mel,
cube.
why don't you take your time? Look around here. I'll try to slow the rising goo down a little bit harder, I guess. Just don't take all day. Great job, Mel. You're on the other side of that door now. Yes! Very good.
But it's blue. We need it to not be blue, because the blue one will just bounce all over the place. Okay. Well, I think we know how this is going to work, and it's fairly obvious. We just need to just destroy the other cube and get another cube. And that would be quite a challenge, I imagine, to get the first cube to work. It's possible that you could have done that, though. I imagine there are very possibly several achievements in this game that would require just becoming an expert at this community mod of the of the portal. I'm gonna see if I can just hit the top of this and get blue on it. Not there, but maybe here. Nope. If you touch it at all with the blue goo, then you get trapped with it. So you know what I needed to do, and third time's the charm, I suppose, is I need to just get to the left of that area and use this as the middle step upward. I feel like these two puzzles in particular that we've just done, they're just about finding something that can build you a step, are so out of the norm for a Portal game that there probably is a small percentage of players that wouldn't have figured that out. And also probably a small percentage of players that would not remember or know what the crouch button is. So maybe the game would tell you at a certain point if you just were standing there trying all the buttons. I mean, it is just hold down the B button, so it's not that odd.
Doors are locked? Back in the day, the wiring was a bit strange sometimes. Try turning some machinery on, see if that also unlocks the doors.
Yeah, I feel like this is once again just gonna have us end up going through a lot of different locations and more puzzles and more escapes. At a certain level, there is the kind of a danger of Portal games just being 100% escapes and nothing else. Can't read anything there if that is supposed to be something interesting. Let's see. Always avoid future self, your father, past self, and Hitler. Okay, so it feels like we're probably going to have to run down this direction at some point. An interesting spiral staircase. We haven't seen those in Aperture labs. Okay.
Wow, that actually worked. I mean, great.
Sounds like water is flowing somewhere. Or liquid of some sort is flowing.
Well, that's just great. Can't we get through a room once without stuff blowing up or blocking our way? Trying to find some water again or something.
So we're just looking around. I didn't even see what blew up. Okay. Seems like we've got some fire. Didn't they say they put gasoline in the propulsion gel? They did in one room, not in all of it. Okay. We have a room here. We have an odd trash can here, just blocking away, getting reused possibly from that city, which I feel like we should revisit the city at some point. We have some crates here, but none of those are movable. Maybe that was the explosion in the fire that needs to be put out, not so much that one. Okay, there's more stuff this way. Not really any stuff down this way. This does feel like we are at a major junction of a pumping station. Maybe we can go up and out through other doors now. Back this way. Or maybe we'll need to think about, like, we hear a water-ish sound. And you've got a little bit of water. Yeah, that is unlocked. Yeah, there's water leaking from the roof. Interesting. We can get up on top of this section. Just another door. It's kind of funny. The sound effect is kind of like that music sound effect that gets played, the elevator music in Portal 2. It's just doing the first couple notes of it. Yeah, so the water is up there. We need to figure out how to get up there. Nice depiction to show you where it is. We can shoot ourselves up and over the fire. I imagine they want the water to get shot up and over the fire. So how do we get ourselves up to the top of the building now? Interesting. Like if that was a cave. Okay, there's a portal opportunity there. Alright. Seriously, are you gonna make me run all the way around? I think they might. All the way up and all the way down. They're clearly doing a bit of an experiment in verticality. That's the orange. And this is the blue. And once again we have a turret targeting us, or just a glitched blue line. Okay. Can I escape? If I go through here. I think I can.
Great. From there, there's just the walls. Don't get comfy though. I pulled the plug on some emergency runoff dams, but the goo is still rising.
Here we go. It's really crazy that this is all Act 2. Or this seemingly is all Act 2. Although maybe we did start Act 3 once they started flooding this whole section. And this might be Act 3. 1979.
Wow. This place is massive. Whoever built this place must be a great architect.
I wonder if Virgil was the architect.
Up high at the back side of this room is a control panel. It controls the hatch. Try to get there.
Almost certainly we need to turn things on. Almost certainly we're gonna need bouncy gel. Can one bounce back and forth on bouncy gel? Do we want to possibly have some other bouncy gel flung in different places? I mean, you kind of might as well just put it everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere, doesn't really matter. And here we have the acceleration gel, which we'll need to turn that on and get back, I think, to this area. Yeah, well, I think I've done as much as I can, so let's go to this point. What does it say? Bot duct 784. Interesting. DUI bot. I don't know what that's supposed to imply. You can see this wall was intentionally painted with the white paint. Seems like I can't get this one painted, where this would be probably the best platform to paint. But even if I could bounce up, it's only going to bounce me up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't work. Like, all this is just going up and splashing. Because I don't think it was ever their intention for that to work. Okay. What else are we missing? Just a lot of garbage. Lots of trash. You need this to be turned on. Okay. I'm gonna see how this goes. Okay, so that does get me up to this point. No portals necessary. So we've got that figured out. Then that doesn't really help us with anything over here unless we can see a new white space. And oops. Guess for safety's sake, we'll go ahead and move both of the portals out of the way. Alright, does seem like there might be a portal space up there, or at the very least there's something we're supposed to try and reach over there. But if we crouched and... nope, I don't think crouching and crawling on that part That's what needs to happen. I think you just need to make it this jump. Yeah. That's all that needed to happen, is I needed to make the jump. Here we can see another indication of water. But yeah, with the exception of the fire mechanics and the box moving mechanics, they didn't get very ambitious with this mod as far as compared to Portal Reloaded, which is still being developed, where that clearly is going to change everything. And if anything, with its time mechanics, it's going to potentially change a lot. To the point where I doubt Portal Stories Mel convinced anybody to continue to work on or in any way work on a Portal 3 at Valve, where giving Valve new ideas seems to be the price, as it were, for to have them make any games at all. And in all fairness, that price may be just too high. It's not a fair, reasonable price at all, but they do seem to have infinite money, and with infinite money they do seem to be very capable of just resting on the laurels and not making any kind of game at all. Where am I supposed to go now? Like, we activated that. Sure. Okay, I think I get what I'm supposed to do. I think probably I'm supposed to run through here and then run through here and try and fling myself up. That's my guess. Yep. And that definitely felt like the game helped me there, because that was far too smooth a landing to press just forward. So it'd be funny if this door opened easily and it was the door on the other side of the short path. This probably will be our last opportunity to see the old Aperture Labs logo, and I don't think we're going to get to jump through the hole.
Records show that at least 2 people were needed to activate the vault hatch. You're 1 person. There's a bit of a problem there.
The bottom
Sure,
flange is apparently cracked. Can I walk through here? Oh, nope. Thank goodness. Is there an easier way to line this up? See, yeah, this is actually pretty interesting way to do things. But there's no way to get both switches at the same time. But you do have a small point, small delay there. This would probably be a great point for the camera to take control and show me a cutscene again. We did see a cutscene in this game early on, but we haven't seen another one. Now, if this isn't the end of Act 2, I'll be very surprised.
Great.
Wouldn't be smart if
Smarter than I thought.
be nice if this was the end of Act 3.
Still, take the elevator up to me. I'm in the junkyard just outside the hatch. It's finally time for me to repay my end of the deal.
I wonder when he says junkyard if he really means junkyard. I'm gonna be fairly irritated if I miss this jump and have to do a lot of work to get back up. Spinning raising platform. It's a little potential nausea causing, but is visually different. Again though, either give us dialogue or give us a cutscene.
Good news, we're not going to have to worry about the goo eating us alive. I'll seal up the hatch and we don't have to worry about that anymore. That's definitely a plus.
So now we are at the floor of Aperture Laboratories with the new logo as compared to Aperture Science Institute or whatever the old facility was called. You didn't get to see much of this bottom level in Portal 2, and I feel like that was a mistake. It would be even a little interesting if it turned out that there were head crabs or monsters or just creatures you've never even seen, both sealed down in the salt mine and sealed potentially at the lower levels of this facility. It would also give more reason for the turret guns to exist. Still, that looks weird. And bright electric lighting and white in its color balance lighting is interesting. We might very well start seeing some very familiar visuals, and that might start to feel a little repetitive. It really depends on how many puzzles they're going to have us make and solve. Honestly, there may not really be that many puzzles because it feels like we've only done maybe 4 or 5 anyways. Alright, so let's go ahead and save our game. Make as many saves as you want. Let's see. Act 3 Junkyard. Before that was Act 2 Firestorm. Before that was Past Power, which that seemed like that was a rather long experience. Well, for a free game, like, you really cannot knock this. We have already gotten at least 3 good hours of an experience for a community mod. It's got new story, new characters, new puzzles. It probably comes nowhere close to the actual Portal 2 game, but in fairness, even Portal 2 is just so hyper polished and so long that it's ridiculous. Portal 2 is like 4 or 5 times it feels like longer than Portal 1, and I think any kind of community mod should probably be compared closer to Portal 1 than Portal 2, just because of the level of funding and support you would have. But yeah, there is not a lot to complain about here. There's minor quibbles, certainly, with maybe the game being a little confusing and potentially the story not really going very, very far as telling us a different story compared to Portal 2. But yeah, otherwise I'm loving this. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.